Look, the projections of our new normal, whether it's extreme heat or the wildfire risk or hurricane season, which is soon to be upon us, are horrifying. That this is no longer a science paper; it's a reality that we're living, and I think we're going to experience it again this summer.
So let's talk about this new rule for power plants. This is important, and it's been so noisy around here lately, and certainly in the world of politics, that I don't think it got a lot of attention here. But the president, speaking about this new rule that will apply to at least new power plants and the level of emissions that they are allowed to emit. How come it does not also include existing power plants, Ali, or is that going to be in the next salvo here from the administration?
Yeah, the rule that was finalized last week by the Environmental Protection Agency covers existing coal plants as well as new build fossil fuel plants. What it doesn't cover, what the EPA is continuing to build evidence around, is existing gas plants. So, I think this is going to be really meaningful in terms of slashing pollution from this sector and accelerating, I think, the scale up of clean energy technology in the decade ahead.
The Edison Electric Institute, the EEI, which is a power plant lobbyist, essentially was applauding that move. Was it your hope to have all of these in one big rule right now?
We want to deliver, number one, as much regulatory certainty to the market as possible. That's why we've harmonized, for example, in the transportation sector, our tailpipe standards, our fuel economy rules, other rules that have implications for how people plan their businesses. Same thing in the power sector. We've sought to put together standards for example, mercury pollution, what you put into the water in terms of effluent limitation guidelines, limits on coal ash, all at once, so that there is a clear planning horizon and a clear set of rules. But the state of the art continues to evolve very rapidly in the power sector. We're getting more and more technologies that we can harness to cut pollution, and so the rules will have to adapt to that.
Spending time with Ali Zaidi from the White House. He is President Biden's climate advisor. With an eye across the country on a number of different issues, I have to ask you about LNG, of course, liquefied natural gas, and the administration's pause on LNG exports. Ali, can you give us an update on this review, and are you getting a sense of how long it will last?
Look, we expect that this will take several more months, but by the end of the year, early next, I think we'll be wrapped up in terms of getting the analysis done and updated. We really, I think, not pulled back to think through the implications for domestic energy costs for our manufacturers and what the implications are from a greenhouse gas perspective, not just here in the United States, but all around the world. The next few months of analytical work by the Department of Energy, national labs, experts from around the country will help us get, I think, a better handle before we continue to move forward in this domain.
Well, I wonder what that's going to look like, because you know that there are some critics here. Some of the president's Republican critics have suggested that this is going to end up becoming a permanent ban. And we've talked with stakeholders in Europe about this who are wondering about the duration here, of course. Once that analysis is done, will there be an announcement by the administration? Here's what we learned, and here's what we are now comfortable doing?
I think you're going to hear from the Department of Energy very specifically what they've learned in terms of impacts to frontline communities, energy security implications. I was just talking to some ministers from Europe last week about the implications of this for their energy security. I think they feel very, at least the conversations I had, to be on a firm foundation and very much in alignment with us, that we've got to measure what the implications are here. But you'll get the sort of environmental, economic, and national security implications from the DOE. And that, I think, will govern then subsequent decisions that follow.